fucking with this guy yesterday on Periscope. He was driving, delivering pizza or something. And I was like, hi from Russia. And he's like, oh, you're in Russia. I was like, yeah, drive faster. He's like, oh, we got speed limits over here. And I said, no, drive faster. And he had a song come on U2. And I said, I love U2. Sing song, please. That's funny. 10 seconds.
My dick.
Eat your dick.
All right, we're live on True Brew, where the beer is cold and the truth is told. We're live on Periscope, YouTube, Facebook, Podbean at truebrewpodcast.com.
True Boo.
True Boo.
This is where real talk, real topics, and real guys drinking beer. If you're just joining us, this is our episode 2 of the True Brew podcast.
Dose for those.
I'm going to introduce my host now. To my right is Brandon,
a.k.a. MC Young Meat.
Okay, MC Young Meat today. Whatever, I'm good with it. And to my left is the always talented and witty Richard Givens.
Thanks, Tim. I'm really glad to be here.
Oh, my God.
Okay, well, you're always here. But on this show, what we do is we talk about subjects that maybe everyone doesn't want to talk about, and that's okay. But we do have to give you a warning. If you are easily offended by strong language or adult subjects or things like that, maybe this podcast is not for you.
We're going to fucking cut.
Definitely don't let your kids watch this shit.
Nope.
But
in a roundabout way, he's calling you a pussy.
Yeah, I will call out your mom. I did it last time.
Yes.
Right. So we're going to go around the room. We got some subjects here that we'd like to talk about today. One of them being hobos. Let's talk about hobos. So, Rick, you got some thoughts on hobos, right?
Yeah. Have you ever wondered where the name hobo, originated?
Somebody told me that it came from the Great Depression era when guys were trying to get from town to town because they were looking for work or whatever, and they would jump on the trains, of course, because that's the easiest way to get from town to town back then.
Yeah.
And
I heard Brandon's girlfriend's pussy smells like the Great Depression.
I mean, it's sometimes. I mean, every now and again.
But yeah.
But I heard it means hop on, bounce off. That was the old way. But I guess there's a...
Sounds provocative.
Yeah, jump on, bounce off like they got thrown off. Bounce was another word for, throwing them off instead of,
Or how about bounce on a big bag of dicks? Hobo means.
I mean, if that's what you want to do.
I mean...
But didn't you say that there was another...
Yeah, I know of two more. There's... apparently originated, some people say that they believe it came from Hoboken, New Jersey, I believe.
Hoboken, New York, somewhere up there, right?
Yeah, somewhere around there, those fucking Yankees. But, and it also means, helping our brothers out, the acronym.
Now, I have watched a bunch of, train videos as far as, people jumping on and, just traveling across the country. Not real hobos, it's, college kids and stuff doing it for fun.
Yeah.
And that would, I guess, make more sense.
We should all become hobos.
I went to Gainesville yesterday, and some of those college kids do look like hobos.
Yeah.
Or they're hipsters. I mean, you can't tell them apart anymore.
We should all.
There was an acronym for it, and I can't think of what it was. But about there was some group of these train riders. It's like Train Riders Association, something.
That's pretty sick.
Whatever. I don't know.
Sweet gang.
It would be a sweet gang.
The other thing I've always wondered about hobos is I wonder if they live like a prison lifestyle, because obviously you don't see a lot of female hobos out there. So I wonder, do male hobos fuck other male hobos? Because I mean, that's what's there, I
mean, that over by where I work at, there's a little place out in the.
Like a hobo sanctuary?
That's what it is. And, you pass by there, dude, and, oh, my God, it smells
there's gay hobo sex going on?
I don't know if there's gay hobo sex, but sometimes I'd like to think that. Not really.
What's that?
Yeah. So, like you said, if a hobo comes back to his cardboard box and slips on in there, would you say a half-eaten sandwich?
Yeah. I mean, if a hobo comes into his cardboard box and there's a half-eaten McDouble laying on his pillow.
Yeah.
I mean, does that mean if he eats it, he's got to suck a dick later?
I mean, Maybe.
Yeah. But what do you think about the modern hobo? When I say hobo, like the homeless person, and the reason I bring this up is we have a lot of people who panhandle in our community here.
Yeah.
And some of them actually get kind of aggressive. You know, it's one thing just to stand there, and that's on you. That's your pride. If you don't have any,
Oh yeah.
you know what I mean?
I mean, think of what we have in our small town. But I'll tell you a small story about one time when I was probably around 18, 19. We went to Jacksonville to watch a show, and it was like straight out of a movie. We stopped at a gas station to use the bathroom, and then like this hobo came over, and like his hands were bloody for some reason, you know, and he puts his hand on our window, and he's like, "Can I have $1?" You know, and that just seemed like something straight out of a movie, and it scared the shit out of me.
I kind of feel that you seen that in a movie.
I probably did.
I mean,
I'm not lying.
let me tell you what I feel about our hobo society. I think they're all lazy pieces of shit. I don't give a fuck if they're a veteran or not. If they're able to go out
You're right.
and ask for fucking money every day and write on a fucking sign, they can write on a fucking application and get a fucking job.
Damn. But see,
Right?
I mean,
Right.
most applications now are online.
I mean,
But you do see
Well-
hobos with cell phones and shit.
we have
now, don't you?
we have a public library here that has internet that's open to the
Yeah,
public.
but if a dirty hobo comes in the public library, I'd shoo him out with a broom. My
I
mama
mean-
used to shoo the coons off the porch.
I mean,
But okay, let me tell you a story about a hobo one time, and this is way back before I had my first cell phone. Now, cell phone was out. Everyone had cell phones. I just didn't see the need at the time. I was still on old school pager, and pick up the phone and actually call somebody
Hell
type
yeah.
shit.
1, 2, 3,
But
4.
I was sitting at the stoplight one time, and I seen this hobo. Well, we keep using the word hobo. I seen this homeless guy come by
Fuck it, use
with a
hobo.
dog on his fucking cell phone. And I'm like, hold on a second, man. I don't have a cell phone. How in the fuck does this guy have a fucking cell
that
phone?
hobo life.
because he's a piece of shit.
But
That's what it was.
another thing that was interesting about him is he had a dog. Like I say, he had a dog. And at first I'm thinking, why does a hobo have a dog? He can't afford to feed himself, but he can have a dog. But then I finally realized it kicked in that a dog is good for a lot of things. I mean, you can use them for protection. They don't eat much, and what they do eat, they'll eat out of the dumpster. A dog will eat a fucking 3-week-old sandwich out of the dumpster.
Yeah.
You know?
Actually, me and Kelsey were talking. She said that, like, there used to be this guy that came down to the cafe a lot, and there was a hobo guy, and he had a dog. And he said that one of the reasons he had a dog is because people were more likely to give him food for his dog than they would him. And he said he just ate the dog food. And I was like, man, that's some Mad Max bullshit right there.
Yeah, no kidding.
Now, like, the reason I say that they're lazy sons of bitches because they hired a guy at my work recently, and he was a veteran. He, everything like that, and they said he quit after 3 days, but it was just, I don't know. At least he's trying to get out and get a job instead of trying to live off the government or get money from people.
Well, between the last episode and this episode, I actually did a little bit of research. You know that less than a quarter of the people that are homeless, that are panhandling, actually do it for survival. Most of them are doing it just to make an extra buck.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've seen there's videos. I watch them all the time, these people panhandling, and they videotape them going back to their car. And they'll have like a nice fucking car,
Yeah.
You've seen it as a joke in movies before, but they really do that shit.
I don't know if you guys remember this black man that used to walk around Lake City pushing a cart with cans in it. It was over off Jacksonville Loop. I seen him all the time pushing this cart with cans in it. But he was apparently one of the most richest people in Lake
Oh, yeah?
City.
That's how
From
that
that.
lady, what's she called? Oh, Missionary Mary. Remember her? The old lady that pushed the buggy
Oh,
or whatever.
no,
with
no.
all
Oh,
the-
Brandon,
Yeah.
I call her the Lady of Death.
Well, one time we was at the courthouse. I used to skateboard back in fucking God knows when. But we was at the courthouse, and I think I fell or something and said a cuss word. And this
Which
lady,
one?
I mean, I say so many, it doesn't...
Just say one right
Fuck.
now. Okay, now I know.
But-
Now I can see the scene.
Okay, but she called me over there. She says, your dick's gonna turn black and fall off. I says, bitch, my dick's already black. Leave me alone.
Damn.
You know.
She, Apparently, she gets. Do you remember the old lady the really really old
It's
lady?
funny you brought
used to
that
sit
up
in
because
the chair out in front of like Waffle House,
like McDonald's
Yeah, I
stuff
remember.
on the bench.
No, she had a fold-up chair, like a bag
Yeah,
chair or whatever.
yeah.
And me and Ricky used to wonder, where does she go? So one night we were coming home really, really late. When he was roommates with me, and it was like.
Yeah,
So we kind of figured out that she doesn't go anywhere, man.
she stays there, and apparently she had her check shipped to like that Shell station.
Yeah, there was like
right
a
there.
shop right next door that she would pick up her checks at, her Social Security or whatever check
Yeah.
she got. But rain or shine, it didn't matter. She sat right there in that chair with an umbrella all day long.
You guys remember that old lady that used to sit on like the benches at like in front of McDonald's, and it was like an old lady. She was like,
Probably the same old lady we're talking about.
it probably is, but like,
Well, you know, this lady we're talking about, she used. I used to date a girl that worked at Steak and Shake, and I remember one night this lady came in there and she ordered 2 meals, and she ate one. She sat there and ate one, and then she got one to go and took it to go. Like that.
Yeah.
And that's when I started wondering, like, does this lady have money, you know? And then like,
And a lot of them do, like that. The missionary Mary lady, she actually was a registered nurse here in town for a lot of years. Now, I don't know if she had like a slip in her mind. I don't know.
I swear that bitch is psychic.
I don't know if she. Well, I don't know about. I know she's crazy.
I got
Th-
another
this
story
guy-
about her though.
Just this guy I worked
she hit
with.
James Caan's legs in a wheelchair with a sledgehammer.
Yep.
Okay. Oh,
Misery.
I got it. I just got it there. But I talked to her one time, and I guess she's all into religion, but she freaked the fuck out on us once. Like we were shooting this movie, and we were having a clinic for the movie for 3 days. You know, so we had a bunch of new people, and she came up there, and she was just like, "What are you guys doing?" And I told her blah blah blah, and tried to talk to her, and she said, "You didn't see me? That guy yelling at me over there, that black guy?" And I said, "I heard him, but I could tell that he wasn't hurting you, so." You know, we didn't pay any attention to it. Well, I always want to tell you, you're a bunch of ballless men. Fucking ballless, ballless. And she said this as she walked away, like all the way, like 100 yards, just in the distance. Ballless, ballless, ballless.
Forever.
But there was this guy that I worked with that was a bailiff at the courthouse at one time. And she was out there, and she would, like, set her little babies and stuff up. And he had to come out and tell her, listen, ma'am, you can't do that. They're going to arrest you. You're going to have to leave. And she was like, I'm not leaving. Ma'am, I don't want to arrest you, but if you don't leave,
These are my babies.
yeah. And
no.
he finally convinced her, if I can check with each one of them first. And she went to each one of those little toys. And, hey, is it okay if we leave? Hey, is it okay if we leave? The fuck is this? Free, but she eventually left.
I would have called child services.
Child services.
on that bitch. Like,
Have you ever been
Yeah.
approached by a homeless guy for money? You know,
oh,
somebody
yeah.
else-
All the time.
yeah. Plenty of times for just regular people asking money, but my favorite are when they're a little bit more honest with you. You know, like
Yeah.
Like I remember one time we were stopping at the S&S, you know, to grab some beer, and the guy was like, "Hey man, you got $1 I can get? I really need a beer today." And I'm just like, you know what? You're getting a fucking $1 today, sir.
I mean, but do you think that that's a tactic? That if they're honest and funny, you know, because there's.
I mean, but who gives a shit? I mean, if they're gonna sit there and say that they're gonna do bad things with this money,
But check out this guy.
who cares?
This guy's got a sign that says my father was killed by ninjas, and I need money for karate lessons.
That's fucking
That's
sick.
pretty badass.
I mean, how do you feel about that?
You know,
I mean, with the price of karate lessons these days, I mean, he's like a little far-fetched, you know? I mean, I could help him get there.
But I mean, it's funny, yes. But is it a tactic?
probably.
Let me ask you, is a guy with a sign on the street any more worse than these motherfuckers who make a GoFundMe for literally everything on Facebook?
No, and I'll tell
No.
you why.
Fucking e-beggars, internet hobos.
I'll tell you why. The people who do that are the keyboard warriors, so to speak. You know, they sit at home where no one can see them and ask for money, whatever. I think it takes a lot of balls to get out there and hold a sign, especially in the summertime. You know,
right.
because people they don't want to look at these guys. You know, and these women they're out there holding these signs trying to get a buck. they don't want to look at them, so they'll pull up to the stoplight and they'll have their hand up or whatever, or they'll act like they're doing something. Hey, let me get on the phone, blah 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 blah. You know.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of pride, man, to get up there. A lot of fucking kids, you know.
Face, yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. I mean, they got all that pride to go out there and do that, so why can't they go get a job?
See, that's another good point.
I mean, yeah, I get you.
But see, if they're able to go out there and stand in the heat, you know, for, say they go out there and do it for 10 hours a day.
Especially because most of them do say that they are veterans.
Yeah, or disabled. But if they're disabled...
Veterans. If you're a veteran, you should have some kind of papers or documentation where you could go and get a job.
Right.
I mean,
it's just as hard to stand out there, really. Some jobs.
But, I mean, think about it. They could go, say, to Walmart. They could get a job in Walmart and AC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be a door greeter or
Is there
something.
jobs for everyone? No. I mean, is there a single job for every person in this community? No. But, I mean...
But 90% of these so-called homeless people,
right,
they are not disabled.
And there's a lot of jobs that are available that we, and I speak for all of us, that just won't do.
Yeah.
You know, I seen a documentary one time that this Morgan Spurlock guy did, and he went and applied to, and she's like, yeah, there's orange picking jobs. It's jobs that we will not do.
Yeah.
That's why I have a lot of respect for migrant workers, you know, people who come here and work and stuff, because they're doing the jobs that normal people won't do.
Yeah, you're right, yeah. I mean, I guess if you really want something, then you'll do whatever it takes, you know?
Now, do you ever feel that when you hand that person that money, that they're not going to use it for food? They're going to use it for drugs or whatever?
I remember this part in the movie. I think it was that Drill Bit Taylor movie where, like, he's like, here, I'm going to give you this $1, but I'm going to write, do not use for drugs on it. And you're going to feel really stupid if you try to buy drugs with this.
That's a good movie.
That's funny. Okay, well, if you're just tuning in, this is True Brew, where the beer is cold and the truth is told. Real talk, real topics, and real guys drinking beer. This is our second episode. We apologize. Facebook is fucking up for everyone today. I don't know if it's just our area or what it is, but we normally go live to Facebook, Periscope, and YouTube, so check us out. We're also on Podbean. If you just like listening to podcasts for our audio only, it's True Brew Podcast on podbean.com, so go check that out.
Can someone give me a beer, please?
Yeah. Let me, something fun. We were talking about hobos and stuff, and I started talking about Drill Bit Taylor, but here's a little fun fact about Drill Bit Taylor. Drill Bit Taylor was John Hughes' last movie under a pseudonym.
Oh, what was his pseudonym?
I forget what the name was, but it wasn't John Hughes. But yeah, Drill Bit Taylor was John Hughes' last movie. And actually, in that movie, he is a hobo, and he does dress up. He's called Drill Bit Taylor because he was supposedly in the Army, but he wasn't actually an Army veteran or anything like that. Yep. And they used that. They use the stolen valor a lot. Every hobo you see out there, like in front of Walmart, it always says, hungry vet.
Yeah.
Hungry vet.
How do you feel about that when people have like a sign that says, you know, hungry vet, disabled vet, whatever? I actually seen one yesterday, and I'll let you answer in just a second. I seen one yesterday that actually had his military ID taped to the sign.
Because he knows there's a lot of fake motherfuckers out there saying that they are, so he's like, okay, well, y'all ain't gonna fucking fool me.
But I actually thought about it. Would you actually say, let me see that real quick, put it up here close so I can look at it?
Hey, let me tell you something real honest, the way I feel, and this might offend some people, but here's how I feel about if you're a homeless person that was formerly a vet in the military. At one point in your life, you had the courage and the go to go join the fucking army, to enlist into the army, and to the chances of going overseas
and going to war
and being away from your family and all that stuff. But now that you're back and you know you have nothing, all that's gone now. Like, you literally had the balls to go to war, but now you don't have the balls to lift yourself up from that fucking sidewalk, like Brandon says, and go do something
and get a job.
That's true. Are there really, truly disabled veterans out there that cannot work? Yes.
Yes.
Do they get enough from the government? Probably not. You know what I mean? So
I watched this movie Badass one time about this veteran on a bus who punched out this black guy.
That's actually a true story.
That is
know.
a true story.
Oh,
Yeah.
but they did make a movie about it.
Yeah.
They made like 4 or 5
Yeah,
movies
there's like
about
4
it.
of them. They added Danny Glover in later on.
Yep.
Yeah, because he ain't
They
doing
got-
shit these days. That's for sure.
Actually,
He's getting too old for
I got
that
a
shit.
I got a hobo story.
Okay.
Anyway,
Oh no.
this black dude, he approached us one day when I was at work. He's like, I detail cars, for I'm a veteran, but I'm homeless. Okay. I was like, all right, well, I was like, well, how much you gonna charge? He said, how much you want to give me? I says, well, you look at my vehicles and tell me what you want to charge me. He was like, man, I'll do them both for $20. I'm like, all right, well, at least he's trying to work for his money. So when he gets done, well, he actually didn't even finish the job because I was on my way back from getting supplies for him, and the cops had him face down in the parking lot of the Chevron. He's taking.
What do you get arrested for?
I guess he had a warrant out for his arrest. I mean,
And they just run up on him because he was washing your car?
no, I didn't.
And your car didn't get detailed?
Well, one of them did, but my other one didn't.
Oh, fuck that shit.
So
You should have it like sitting outside of the fucking like jail whenever he gets out.
How do you feel about panhandlers who use props like gas cans or even children? Have you seen that?
Yeah, I think that's a little fucked up. I mean,
think it's really fucked up.
smart on the hobo's part, but yeah, it's fucked up. To pull people's heartstrings like that.
I mean,
It sucks that you did something in your life, like, 'cause I think about that too. Like, obviously, these guys had to do something in their life that got them to this point.
right.
Like, especially if, like I said, if they say they're a vet. So you're a vet in the military, you got out of the military, and most of them probably still get a check,
Yep.
Oh, I'm
you
sure.
know. But what did you do that got you here? Did you, meth it up? Did you shoot meth
Probably.
into your toenails or
I
something?
just feel that I've never given a panhandler money. If I feel the need to help them out, I'm going to either, one, buy them food or try to get them a job where they can actually earn their money, or just donate to like a homeless shelter or something. Hey, listen, I donate. I'm not going to donate to you, but I'm going to donate to this homeless
You
shelter.
roll down your window just to crack and go,
No.
sorry, dude, I already donated
No.
to the homeless shelter earlier.
No, I'm not going to do that 'cause I'm not afraid of them, but I would let them know, listen, I donate
Step
to
back, please.
Lad's Soup Kitchen or whatever, and if you want a meal, go there, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
'Cause I just think that a lot I just think of a lot of them are using it for drugs and alcohol.
Yep.
And there's a lot of that. Matter of fact, I seen guys one time under the interstate bridge doing shifts. They would do like 20-minute shifts. I sat there and watched, because I had a crew that I was working with uptown, and I sat there and watched them for a good hour. Every 20 minutes they would switch
a
off.
breakdancing crew.
A breakdancing crew, yeah. Every 20 minutes they would switch off, and they're making anywhere. I've seen a couple videos where they said that they're making anywhere between $60 and $150 a day.
Yep.
That's fucking insane.
Well, you gotta admire. We've talked about this before. You gotta admire. I don't know. I like to call it hobo ingenuity. Like, they're smart about it,
Some of them, yeah.
And you gotta think. Some of the other things they may do, like the shit they probably build. Like, who was the first person to ever take some palm fronds and make it
Yeah.
into a fucking rose?
A rose.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
The guys who make the little flowers.
That dude actually has a dog.
And see, that's okay. I'm good with that. If you can provide something, if you can do something, like we went to New York about a month ago, and you have people playing in the subway, and you can tell that these guys are homeless. If you're actually providing something,
Were
you're
the
doing
guys with the saxophone? there?
guitar, and not everyone has talent, but like the guys who make the little flowers, like you said, if you can do something like that, then yeah, that's worth $1. Worth $2, worth $5. But if you're just standing there,
Yep.
come on, bro.
Yeah.
So
I want to tell them, like, I'll give you $1 if you attempt a backflip right now. Like, it'll be like this 45-year-old guy.
like if they could do a backflip, I'd probably give them $20.
Right?
It depends.
I got
But
one
even
more.
if they attempt it and, like, fall and break their fucking neck, I'd still give them some money, man.
I got
That's
one more
pretty
story
badass.
about a homeless guy.
Okay.
I had went to Burger King one day. I didn't have a car, but I don't know if you guys remember that little mini bike I had.
Right.
So I drove that down to Burger King because I didn't feel like walking because I'm a fat, lazy piece of shit. But I went down there and this dude was like, man, you got $1? Because I really want to get me a beer. I was
And
like,
that's a sick fucking mini bike.
I was like, I mean, I ain't got $1, but I got, some change you can have. So I gave him my change. He's like, well, can you take me over here to the store? I was like, you want to ride on the mini bike?
Cool.
I was like,
that'd be cool. But videotape, that'd be like.
But he was like, but I do it. I ride on these all the time. So he put his back against mine, and rode on the back of this fucking mini bike to the store.
So it's not gay.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look gay.
So he wasn't touching wieners or anything.
Yeah. Me and Tim used to yell at guys in Gainesville, after a night of drinking, going home, and, they got the guys out there on their mopeds.
Yeah.
And one night we pulled up by some guys, and, they're sitting there on this little moped hugging each other. And I remember, that's gay. And they're like, we know.
We're like, hey, man.
We know.
I mean, they had no shame. Fuck it.
Fucking
And I'm to the point in my life, I really don't give a fuck what people think either.
Right, yeah.
If you're just tuning us, this is True Brew, our second episode podcast where the beer is cold and the truth is told. Real talk, real topics, and real guys drinking beer. So if you're just tuning in, follow us on Instagram, Twitter. We are live now on Facebook and Periscope.
No, YouTube.
And YouTube.
Yeah.
Are we on Facebook now?
No, we're not on Facebook. Facebook is down today for some reason. I don't know if anybody's having problems
Speaking
with
of
Facebook.
not giving a fuck about life, you remember that little black Ford I had?
Oh,
Black
yes.
Black Betty. I called it Black Betty, and whenever I would go over speed bumps, I'd say "Bam Balam."
oh, Black Betty.
But yeah, that was a ugly fucking truck, man. But it got me where I needed to go.
And that's all that matters.
It got me some ass.
Yep.
And that brings me up to our next subject, because Brandon's been thinking about this. Brandon's been talking about this, and it's one of the things he wanted to talk about, and I'm really interested in it. And it's people who buy really expensive vehicles, kind of almost expensive versus practical. Because you mentioned, it got you where you go.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, man.
Well, what I think about these new vehicles, for what you pay for a new vehicle, you're buying a house. Because my boss went out and bought a truck, and he paid $58,000 for it.
That's fucking insane.
That's fucking insane.
Yep.
He just recently bought a new car for his wife, $38,000.
You could buy a kick-ass double wide.
You damn right. I mean,
if your car note is more expensive than your mortgage or your rent or your living expenses altogether combined, your priorities are fucking ass backwards, man.
Your ducks are not in line.
Yeah. I mean,
you're fucking
with spare tires, or they give you a can of fucking Fix-A-Flat in the when you buy the vehicle.
Oh really?
Yeah, they give you a can.
They hand it to you, or is it already in the car?
It's in the trunk.
That's pretty nice.
But Fix-A-Flat don't work. It's more or less saying piss in your fucking tire.
Fix-A-Flat's been around for years, Brandon.
Fuck
It does work.
No, it does not.
You're mad because I won't say it.
You better not say it.
Because it takes away from you.
No, it doesn't take away from me because I don't give a fuck.
A guy at work was telling me, I've been doing a little bit of research because we kind of talk about what we were our topics before we start, but son, a $70,000 vehicle. His son is 19 fucking years old.
Fuck that.
No.
$70,000. What in the fuck does a teenage kid, he's still a fucking teenager, need a $70,000 fucking truck for? Tell me that.
And the kid's probably a real fucking prick.
Yeah, oh yeah. He got mommy and daddy's money.
Oh,
you know how much a payment on a fucking $70,000 truck is? About $900 a month.
Fuck that.
And that's probably with.
And he's gonna get sick of it before it's paid off.
No, the thing is, he's gonna wreck it, and then mommy and daddy are gonna buy him a new fucking vehicle. That's the fucking truth about it all.
Yep. You can buy vehicles now that have built-in fucking Wi-Fi. I mean.
Oh yeah.
If you're gonna do that, you might as well live in your fucking your vehicle.
We had a couple guys at work that they fish all the time, and they got on the subject about new vehicles. Some guy wanted to buy one, and he was like, "Oh man, you see the one that has the backup camera that you put some kind of contraption on your boat trailer, and it automatically lines up your truck. You don't have to touch shit in your truck. It'll back up right perfectly under the hitch and stop."
I'd be goddamned.
I know, right?
What?
No, those fucking trailer things, like the way they got the tailgates designed now,
Yep.
that like pop out and it turns into a stairs.
Oh yeah, like yeah,
turns into a stairs, and then it turns into a workbench and shit.
I've seen that.
And eventually, like it's gonna, pop out like a bitch, like a blow up doll to suck your dick or something.
They can't. You lift up the whole side of the bed. That it's just a toolbox on the side.
Yeah,
it's just a toolbox, and it's like $80,000.
That's fucking crazy. Man.
I've always been like you said. I've always been a practical guy. A guy that for a vehicle just to get me from point A to point B, as long as it's safe and reliable.
Yep.
I really don't care. Now, would I like to have a really nice $70,000 truck like this fucking kid's got?
Everyone would.
Of course I would.
You're damn right.
You know what I mean? If I could afford it, if that's in your means, that's good. It's not in my means. I mean, could I have a new truck and make the payment and struggle? Yeah. But my truck's fucking paid for, and it works just fucking fine.
Hey, Dad, if you're watching, why didn't you love us like that? Why didn't you buy us a fucking $70,000 vehicle? Instead, you just, touched us and filmed it. And
you made us slide down slip and slides and whipped us with garden hoses at the end while we were naked.
You're a real scumbag.
Came out and I stared at your big, huge head. Yeah, you ruined it. But another thing about fancy cars is people who live out of their means. Like someone who have a super fancy car with rims and this and that and a stereo, but they live in the fucking shittiest house off in the fucking woods somewhere.
Oh yeah.
I don't get that.
I actually have a over off behind ABC Liquor, that little shitty ass trailer park.
Yep.
There's a dude. He has an $80,000 Dodge Cummins, brand new Can-Am 4-wheeler, and he's Mexican. He's a Mexican guy.
What's that mean?
Huh? Mexican?
Yeah. Where are you going with that?
I mean, not being racist or nothing, but
you know what I see when I see a big a kid or anybody really. I don't have to say a kid. Anybody really with a big fancy truck and the fucking dual exhaust and all this shit, that screams tiny penis to me.
Yeah.
Look at compensate by having this badass truck so women will talk to me.
I can't get bitches with my tiny dick and my beer belly.
I straight up said that last time in our last podcast.
That you had a tiny dick.
Yes.
No, but you don't have a really nice truck like that.
I mean, I have a pretty nice ass truck.
Not like that. Not a $70,000 truck.
I mean, not a $70,000 truck, but a $3,000.
If you had a $70,000 truck, and you had all that shit,
I'd probably get all that.
Looking at your dick, that it was tiny.
But with your truck, you're getting used pussy, dude.
Oh well.
Yep.
But for the most part, you get what you pay for.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It does kind of get ridiculous with the backup thing for the boat trailer and all that. It gets ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
But for the most part, I mean, you do get what you pay for. But for me, unless I'm not paying $70,000 unless I sit in the seat and every day some hand comes up and jacks me off on my way from point A to point B. And even then, about
amount of money that could be arranged.
I mean,
you get a Saigon whore in your trunk.
Ricky's saying he would jerk you off if you had the right.
I mean, I'm tired of doing it for free.
Yeah.
What do you think? Here, the squatting truck, when people make their trucks, I threw a graphic up.
Bulldogging, isn't that what it's called, Brandon? I'm not part of your...
I don't know if it's what it's
called. What you saying here, bro?
That you're
fake redneck. You calling me gay or something?
Yep.
Fuck you, pussy.
But that's another thing.
That's retarded. I feel. I mean, it looks fucking stupid. It can't be good for your vehicle.
Do you squat the P2? I mean, I just don't get it.
But
any trucks that squat?
Man,
you did. It did,
and it was horrible.
Yeah,
I couldn't see over the fucking hood.
Yeah, I remember we took the kids on a field trip in that thing.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a good truck.
Yeah.
I kind of regret getting rid of it.
It just looks like it's constantly ready to
launch into fucking air.
Yeah, do a medieval.
We were gonna go to NASA with it.
Do you remember this back in the 90s? These lowrider trucks, they were so fucking low that you couldn't even.
Too low for fat hose.
You would get stuck on a fucking pine cone in these bitches, man.
I love fat girls.
I mean, fat girls will put out.
You would.
We'll save that for another podcast.
You would literally get stuck on a fucking pine cone, and I mean.
I've always thought lowered trucks were retarded. Oh, I got a call. It's Homemouth.
Who's home out?
Put her on the podcast,
On
Brandon.
the podcast. So I guess we got a call.
Hello.
Hey,
Hey.
I talked to Chloe.
No, not yet. I'm in the middle of a podcast right now.
Actually, you're live on the air.
You're live.
What?
Yeah, you're live.
I am on the. I'm on a podcast.
Just have her call me when you're done.
All right.
Brandon, who was that? Oh, that's the ex.
Yes, that was my baby mama.
And you had her listed as hoe mouth.
Yes.
It's not like she can take him to court again.
No, that's for sure.
I mean,
Man. So,
all right, guys.
Oh, if you're just tuning in, this is True Brew. We are broadcasting live on Periscope, Twitter, and YouTube. We would be podcasting on Facebook, but Facebook is having a shit attack or something. I don't know what's going on.
Fucking
Everybody's been having
cocksuckers.
problems with it today.
Fuck
But-
Tom.
Huh?
Tom.
Tom was MySpace, man.
My bad.
MySpace was
Fuck
like
Tom.
before your time, Brandon.
Motherfucker, I had a MySpace.
You think you get a better pic? All that one pixel. Yeah. Hi, I'm Tom. You're friends
I'm
with Tom
fucking
now.
Tom.
Yeah, I got one friend.
I got one friend. I guess they did that so you wouldn't feel lonely. I don't know.
Fuck.
Yeah, somebody was saying somebody else posted a picture of Tom and said, "What the fuck, dude?" I'm like, "That's not the guy. It's Zuckerberg."
Yeah.
Zuckerberg, rich
fucking-
as fuck.
Yeah.
Mark, Tim, I don't fucking know.
Oh.
Who gives
So,
a shit?
anything new in the work world lately? Any crazy stories?
Oh, yeah.
Well, not any crazy stories, but we have been. Me and a friend of mine were talking the other day about the different kinds of people that you work with. You know, you have all these different types of people.
Oh yeah.
The weird ones, the quiet ones, and stuff like that. Like, do you have any like people that are weird that you work around?
Weird necessarily. Not really. We did. The guy that I took the job over for, Patrick. I don't know if you remember him.
The Quasimodo.
Yeah,
guy.
Quasimodo.
Yeah. He was a weird looking motherfucker, and he always smelled like cat piss. And because he talked about his cats like they were his kids, and he called them his kids, because my kids would come in the store and he'd be like, he's like, "Oh, you got your kids with you today?" She's like, "Yeah, my kids are at home
I told that
waiting on
motherfucker to kiss
daddy."
my
I'm
dick.
Didn't you say that like you thought that his grandma had died a long time ago? He lived with his grandma.
His mom. He lived with his mom, and I make up stories for people at work, like their back life, like what they really do at home, and but I always felt like his mom was actually dead, but he still had her there, and he dressed her up in like clothes and stuff, and like made her watch TV or just yelled at her like, "Shut up!" Like, he was a big wrestling fan,
Right.
and he loved the Undertaker. And I felt like he would like stand in front of the mirror and doing Undertaker impressions.
And then you tell him.
And then he'd be like, "Shut up, Undertaker!"
Didn't you tell me once
Yeah,
he did some little stunt or something? And he thought that Undertaker.
Oh yeah. He really believed everything that happened on wrestling was real, because he was like, "There's no way that dude could beat the Undertaker." Talking about like Brock Lesnar or something,
Yeah, but we all have these weird people like, and we're not talking about our current jobs or anybody that we currently work. This is from the first time we started working, up until now, not including the people that we work with. So if you're watching, we're not talking about you guys.
I am.
But there's a lot of weird people. Like just one dude, you'll have the guy who like raises snakes or something, or the guy at the flea market, the white dude with the iguana on his shoulder, or the classic black guy with the fucking pit bull.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You can tell it's weird.
on
in
a
their
chain.
house. Yeah.
Yeah. Seen a lot of
Got
black
wrapped around
people,
his arm.
a lot of black guys like just tie chains to their dogs and let them walk with them, like 20-pound log chains. Like, come on, dude.
Why? Is he that bad? He gonna break that fucking
You
chain?
gonna break that fucking
My
chain?
fucking dog, man.
But yeah, like we got these guys that in the past I've had these guys who like believe in conspiracy theories, or that Bigfoot's real, or fucking or they got abducted by aliens or some shit. But
Yeah, I had a guy I worked with. I also hung out with him outside of work too. He was really big on government conspiracies. Like he said that like if you stand at a certain point in Gainesville, you can see all the way back to Brantford or something like that.
What?
And it's like,
Was he fucking
and
retarded?
he used to sit and like look up at the skies and like talk about the chemtrails and shit, you know, and like
I said that was the government.
yeah, he was like, you know, 3 hours ago there was no planes on that side, but now it's nothing but planes. I'm like, what?
What?
What the fuck are you talking about, dude?
I mean, they gotta have their fucking roots, don't they?
I don't know.
Fucking
It's
retards.
these guys that would let fucking Bigfoot.
Another type of
Finger
guy
blast them.
that we talked about was the guy that talks all the time. We call him the talker. Now, when I took this job probably 5 years ago, and I was stuck in the same room with this dude for 2 days straight, basically. It was just me and him. Now, I could have walked outside and stuff like that for 12 hours every day. It was just me and him. And he, from day one, he never shut the fuck up. And I'm a really patient guy. You know, most of the time I could just let it go. And I let it, because I was new to not this place where I was working. I let it go. But the second day I was like, dude, listen, bro. I said, time out, bro. It's my turn. You got to shut the fuck up. I'm done with it.
Shut the fuck up.
This dude, short of cutting my dick off so I could get up, so I could be able to get up and go home, I was considering it. Because this guy, man, and now he has a job, from what I understand, where he has to travel all over the state of Florida with another guy in a van, and I can only imagine what that guy's going through.
See, most of the time, what I gather from those people is the people who talk a lot, they're also the same kind of person that thinks they know everything. They know a little bit about every fucking subject. Like, you say something, oh, yeah, I've done that. Oh, yeah. You know, anything you fucking say. You could be like, you know, I had sex with 3 midgets who were in an overcoat, you know, dressed up, you know, like Jessica Rabbit. And they were like, fuck yeah, dude, I did that one time.
I actually did. No way. What a coincidence.
Now, you've told me, Brandon, that you worked with some weird people.
I've worked with a lot of weird people.
Well, tell me about
Okay,
one.
well, that's it. They hired a new guy. Like I told you guys when we was back in the hobo section.
Yeah.
But they hired a new guy, and this dude, when he would go out to a vehicle or something, he would skip. He would skip around, and just randomly he would start dancing in the middle of, you know, of work, and, you know, sing.
He was like, this wasn't my first job choice. I want to dance.
But this dude worked at Toys R Us. He always told me, he's like, yeah, man, what I did at Toys R Us, he said, I used to like to get on top of the shelves and plank. I'm like, when the fuck was planking, you know?
Fucking weird, man.
Let's plank.
You ever run across the person that you work with, the moody type person, where
Yep.
it's almost like they're bipolar? So one day they're sweet as can be and the nicest person on the planet, and the next day they're kind of like the bitch from hell.
Yeah.
You just kind of want to steer clear of
Oh,
them.
yeah, and that's usually what, like, that one doesn't bother me too much because if they're going to be like that, then fucking I don't need to talk to you. I don't even want to get into the
That's
situation.
what I do. I try to just steer clear of that person.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
The good never, the bad never overweighs the good. It's always like,
Yeah.
and you're gonna be, especially, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but especially if they're female, you're asking for fucking trouble, bro.
Yep.
You know, because it's just a matter of time for, you know,
So you.
something comes up and they say that you said something and you looked at it, nah, fuck
He
that
walked
shit.
by me and his elbow touched my titty.
Yeah, or something like that. No, fuck that, man. One of the other things, another type of person that they were talking about is the slacker. The guy who's, whenever there's work to be done, they're never around, never could find them. Like
Yep.
Houdini has nothing on these motherfuckers.
That's me.
That's you?
Yeah.
But
I got a theory. I hate to cut you off, but I got a theory where if I spend 10 minutes, I think I looked it up before. Like if you spend 10 minutes in the bathroom out of each 8-hour shift, like after like a month, that's like a week's vacation or something like that.
I mean, if you add them up, it could be.
Yeah.
But you want, if you have some entertainment like your phone or something, you know.
Oh yeah, I just sit in there and look
Who
at
wants to
music
just sit in the
and,
bathroom?
I do.
they just fired a guy at my work, and that's what he would do. Like, we have a break room, and he would always be in the break room sleeping or
But see, if you're in the break room, you can't really
in the bathroom.
you can't have an excuse. If you're in the bathroom for a long time, they're like, Richard, where you at? I'm like, dude, sorry, man.
My IBS is acting up. Fuck off.
I got
Leave me alone.
IBS, man.
But this dude, like, shit, like, 2 hours, like, every day. like
2 hours straight?
like 2 hours straight in the bathroom.
Oh no, he got to go.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
But
Yeah.
they would never fire this motherfucker to save the world, dude.
Unless they were just fucking desperate or something.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, come on, man. I mean, what the fuck are you supposed to be here for? You
All
know?
right, this next guy that I want to bring up is it's the passive aggressive guy, like the guy that they'll say he'll walk out in front of everybody. Hey, I was just in the break room and the break room's a mess. I don't know who did it, but would somebody please clean it up? You were standing right there. I would respect you a lot more if you would just say, hey man, I see you messed up the break room, whatever, or I seen you break the coffee maker. I think you need to pay for it. Okay, I might still be pissed at you, but I would respect you way
See,
more.
I hate management like that. We get, I've dealt with some managers like that in recent times because I feel like if I'm in trouble, I prefer you to just bitch me out.
Oh, I'll take an ass chewing over a write-up anytime.
Yeah, just chew me out. But no, what these people like to do is they like to say stuff like, "Now look, man, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't want to tell you what's going to happen. But if you don't start doing this, then it's not going to be good."
Okay,
What the
tell
fuck?
me what's the consequences.
No,
Don't beat around the bush.
no. You need to say, "Hey, you need to do this, or
And
you're
if
going to
you
get
don't,
fired."
this is what's going to happen.
Yeah, don't say,
Or
"I don't
whatever's
know
gonna
what's
happen.
going to happen, but it's not looking good for you."
Right.
And that, shit like that, that's like if your girlfriend texts you and says, "We need to talk later." Like, no, let's talk right now.
Yeah, let's talk right now.
No,
I want to get it over and
yeah,
done with.
yeah, because it weighs on you.
I'm a guy who likes to get things over and done with. I don't like drama. I don't like, people being mad. If you don't like me, that's fine. I'll just stay the fuck away from you, or whatever. But if you have a problem, let's talk about it. Let's discuss it. Let's get it out of the way. I don't want that shit hanging over my head.
Oh yeah, I always hated those words. We need to talk later.
Especially if
Yeah.
you work with this person day in and day out. Now you got this fucking stress hanging over your head that, what's this going to be about? Especially if it's your boss, you could be in trouble or something. Dude, just tell me right now.
Yep.
I mean, are you still getting paid for the rest of the day if they decide to fire you at the end of the day? Yeah.
No.
But I'd rather know right then. I'd be
Yeah.
like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Unload this
Yeah.
truck, blah, 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 and then I need to talk to you. Oh, by the way, you're fired.
Yep.
Man,
Yeah, fuck that.
okay, I still got paid. Can't bitch.
You
But,
got- You guys ever walked out of a job?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, especially when I had one already lined up, the next one lined up.
Right.
I had enough, couldn't take it no more. I'm done. I'm out. And just walked out. Now, I try to give them 2 week notice. I try to do the respectful thing.
Well, let me ask you this: are they going to give you a 2 weeks notice when they fire you?
No.
That's why I won't give a 2 weeks notice for anybody. Because they won't give you a 2 weeks notice when they fire you.
Yeah. I get you there. Now, when I worked at the superstore, I'll say.
Okay. Safe answer.
Yeah, I worked at the superstore. I worked in the bakery, and we got this new manager guy. And I remember one morning when I got in, like the girls, Kelsey and Lydia dropped me off, but they had came in the store because they needed to get something. And the guy, like once I got back to work, I wasn't even on the clock yet. But he said that I clocked in and I was walking around with my friends. But he had saw me walk in with my family, and they were going to shop, and I went to the back to clock in. And he was like, "I'm going to go pull the videos. I'm going to go pull the video." I was like, "You know what? Fuck that shit. Let's go in the office right now."
Let's talk about it right now.
I'm going
Get it out
with
of
you
the
right
way.
now. And he was pulling the videos up, and I was like, "I'm putting my 2 weeks notice in right now. Fuck it."
He's pulling the videos up to find it out if you were walking around with your
If I
friends.
was walking around with my friends.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Were
Well,
you?
No.
Oh.
When
I
I
was with
worked
my
at
family walking into work.
when I worked at the superstore, that's I just walked in, clocked in, and went home. Exactly what I did.
But didn't you tell me you did that for a week?
Yes, for a week.
He would just clock in, go
Oh, that's
home,
when
and
you-
then come back and clock
The
out.
tire place.
Yeah, the tire place.
You clock in and just leave?
Yeah, when I worked at the
Hey, clock
superstore.
in and leave, and then come back at the end of the day and clock out.
Hey,
Like, what the fuck?
you got balls, bro.
Hey,
But for a
Did you
week-
catch on to it?
Yeah, they finally just took me out of the computer, but I still got paid for it
Hey. If you don't give a fuck about the job, I mean, whatever.
because I already had another job anyway. So
Yeah,
I
you
would,
got
Didn't you
lined
say
up.
that you never actually got to work out there? They always put you in the store doing something stupid and
yeah,
small.
like facing something,
Yeah.
just stupid shit.
That's crazy. one more guy I want to bring up that we talked about, and this is the guy that can't get right. You know what I mean? The guy that no matter what, he holds on to his job. I don't know how, but he's the guy that no matter what happens, he always gives you something to talk about. You can always say, "Oh my God, did you hear what happened to so and so?" The same guy. Oh yeah, I heard he almost did this today. Yeah, it's always interesting. Do you have a guy like that or a person like that?
I feel like I might be that guy too. You know, like
They're hanging on the edge.
I feel like I'm the guy that's always like, I don't know how he still got his job, but.
But if you're just if you're just joining us, this is True Brew Podcast. We are live on Periscope and live on YouTube. Unfortunately, we're not live on Facebook. Facebook is having some issues.
We'll be back.
But we'll be back next week. Actually, this is kind of exciting news. We're going to have our first guest on Sunday, March 24th at 6:30 p.m.
What's his name?
Mr. Ryan Moody.
Oh.
This should be interesting. It's a guy that's me and him go back a long time. We've been friends for a long time. We actually were playing paintball back in the 90s together. So this should be fun. But yeah, tune in on our next podcast, March the 24th at 6:30 p.m. with Mr. Ryan Mooney joins us for the first time, our first guest.
I heard he's got
one piece of ace.
and got a big wiener. That's what I've heard. It's weird that a lot of my friends have huge dicks, you know. But that's just how we roll.
Like you got left back in school. like you failed a couple grades. That's how you feel.
I got a guy I want to talk about that I actually currently work with.
Okay. All right.
Okay, you guys know White Boy Rick, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I knew this was coming.
Okay.
I knew this was coming.
I'm excited.
Well, let me tell you something about a little
Look
bit.
at my nips.
Let me tell you something about a little bit of White Boy Rick.
Tell us.
Okay, well he thinks he's a black guy, okay, in a white dude's body. I swear to God, he's a fucking black guy. He thinks he's blacker than a Mississippi moon cricket, okay? But
He was a little racist.
Damn.
But anyway, you know, he walks around, he thinks he's the shit, you know. He thinks he's the fucking hottest piece of ass on this side of the Rio
And that
Grande.
upset.
And I guess he's not.
Has he done anything to actually upset you?
I mean, he just talks a lot of shit.
or are you just like looking at him from afar and
No.
like, man, I hate that dude.
No, he just talks a lot of shit. Like
Has he talked shit about you?
yeah.
Okay.
Like behind your back.
Well,
you know, you guys
here-
got people like that at work behind your
Of
back.
course, but here's
Oh, yeah.
no. I want to give you the opportunity. Look into that camera right now and tell White Boy Rick exactly how you feel.
Yeah.
You want me to look at the camera?
Into that camera right there and
Yeah.
tell him.
Oh, how I feel?
Yeah, don't look at us. You look at that
No,
camera.
you look at that camera.
That's
you
why.
tell him-
That's why.
That's White Boy Rick.
Okay.
Tell him.
Well, I can't ever look at this motherfucker and have a straight face. But
Well, he's not here,
I know.
so tell him.
But if that's White Boy Rick, then I can't have a fucking straight face.
Come on,
Okay, it's not White Boy Rick. Just do
Boy Rick, you ever get mouthy with me or anything?
look in the camera. Tell him.
You ever
He's listening.
get mouthy with me or anything again, I will slap the black out of your white ass. You fucking earring wearing bitch. Now I'm done.
Okay. Listening, you're watching right now.
What if White Boy Rick was a Bigfoot?
If he was a Bigfoot, he'd probably be one of the black.
All right, guys. Well, this is probably going to do it for us on our second episode of True Brew, where the beer is cold and the truth is told. Real talk, real topics, and real guys drinking beer. Follow us on Periscope at True Brew, YouTube, True Brew, Instagram, the True Brew Podcast, and on Podbean, True Brew Podcast. If you like listening just to audio stuff, we try to do this once a week. So it was fun. If you have any questions, comments, like, share, and we'll see you next time.
Let people know about us.